steal beyond what they decide. A craft that bends the rules of war, no system can define. A pilot forged in loss and fire, with nothing left to lose. He lifts into the broken sky with everything to prove. From ashes we ignite the flame, no power can erase our name. Through shattered ground and burning air we rise, because we still dare. No crown of force can make us crawl. We stand, we fight, we will not fall. Ashes refuse to fall. The enemy commands the skies with numbers cold and vast, yet every pass he makes alone outmoves their perfect cast. Their weapons fail to lock him down, their vision cannot hold a force that breaks their measured war with fire uncontrolled. He dives between their endless lines and tears their order wide. A storm of speed and sharpened will, no system can decide. The smaller nation finds its voice within his blazing path, a living proof that strength is born from fury, not from mass. From ashes we ignite the flame, no power can erase our name. Through shattered ground and burning air we rise, because we still dare. No crown of force can make us crawl. We stand, we fight, we will not fall. Ashes refuse to fall. If all that stands is broken ground and all we have is will, then let that will become the blade that drives us forward still. No throne of might can crush the spark that burns within the small. For even in the darkest ash, the flame can rise through all. From ashes we ignite the flame, we carve our fate, we claim our name. Through endless fire and shattered sky we rise, we fight, we will not die. No weight of power, no force of war can break the truth we stand here for. Ashes refuse to fall forever. We rise, we stand, we take the air. Our fire will burn beyond despair. Childhood burned the day the sirens tore the orchard from the sky. My mother vanished in the smoke, my father in the firelit rain. The road to home became a grave before I learned to say goodbye. I set my heart to vengeance then, and never felt alive again. He forged me in the discipline of afterburners, radar, tone, and flame. I learned to read the hostile wind and turn my grief to perfect aim. The radios began to name me death before my shadow crossed their sight. inside me is mended by all that I shatter. No storm of wreckage, no ocean of fire can drown what I feel. I win every battle, then lose another name to the silence. The loudest praise still leaves me cold and alone. The squadron drinks to fallen scores and see salvation in my climb. They cheer the streak that cuts the dark and turns the panic back. But in the hangar after dawn, the empty bunks outnumber time, and every medal on my chest reflects a face I could not bring back. The enemy now breaks in fear before the warning tone can rise. I move like grief through burning clouds and split their perfect walls apart. But every flaming trail I draw writes one old question on the skies. If all I became was death in flight, then where can any home still start? They call me the ace who could not come home tonight. A king of the kill with a crown of unanswering sorrow. I blacken the dawn and fracture the wings before sunrise. Yet nothing inside me is mended by all that I shatter. No storm of wreckage, no ocean of fire can drown what I feel. I win every battle, then lose another name to the silence. The loudest praise still leaves me cold and I thought revenge would build a road back through the ash to what was taken. Instead it built a throne of wreckage where no human warmth remains. The higher that I climb in war, the farther every tender thing retreats. So I keep flying through the dark because the dark still knows my name. I am the ice who could not come home. The victor crowned by a sky that never answers. I ended the race, I shattered their pride, I scattered their fire to the wind. Still every dawn finds me kneeling to wounds. No triumph can close, no head reaches through all this glory. No voice calls me back from the dead. I land with the living, yet sleep with the lost in the ruins again. The strongest reaper the heavens have known remains unsaved, unhealed, alone. And all of this power still cannot bring me watched the harbor turn to fire before I learned what mercy meant. The night they came, my mother screamed, my father vanished in the smoke. The shelters cracked, the prayer flags burned, the streets became a grave of ash. A child crawled out with empty hands and nowhere left to place his heart or name. He told me time would heal the wound, but time just taught me how to hate. I wore the dark because the dark was all that answered when I called at night. The cockpit sealed around my grief, and every lesson sharp and lost to fly, until my name became a warning whispered through the enemy sky at dawn. Black wings over empty skies, I fly where all my yesterdays were buried without graves or hear the trails I carve across the storm. They see a hero in the climb, a blade that never breaks or bleeds for mercy. But every landing feels the same, cold runaway under colorless dawn and static. I count the living, count the dead, and never find myself among them at all. The enemy now turns in fear before my shadow cuts the cloud in silence. One burst of light, one falling star, and all their perfect lines collapse below. Yet every burning wreck reflects the child I could not save from fire. If justice lives in what I do, then why does every night stay black and hollow? Black wings over empty skies, I fly where all my yesterdays were buried without graves or songs of mercy. I tear through steel and fire, and still no silence lets me rest at all tonight. They call me savior, call me death, but neither name can save me now from myself. The higher that I climb, the less of home remains below the clouds and smoke. No dawn returns, no wound forgives, no victory brings me peace or sleep or warmth. Only black wings over empty skies, still carrying a child who never escaped the fire. I did not fall because I love the dark. I fell because the light was taken first from me. And when the world refused to name my pain, I made a throw from ruin just to breathe and keep from breaking every night. Black wings over empty skies, hear the loneliest cry beneath the triumph and the flame tonight forever. I won the right to haunt the air, but never learned to live again below the noise. No hand can reach the shattered child, still kneeling in the smoke and ruin there. No metal warms the frozen room, no cheering drowns the names I lost or loved. So I keep rising through the dark, because the dark still speaks my name with truth. My wings over empty skies, and nothing waits for me below except the echo of what home once was before it burned away. Before the sun can crown the roofs, the black sleep cuts the dawn. A warning tone for tyrants and dissensions, for the boy who never healed. They need my wings to break the storm that marches toward our sleeping towns. But every takeoff tears the scar that sealed my childhood into night. When sirens stole my home away, I learned that mercy could be killed. My mother vanished in the smoke, my father in the falling fire. The dawn became a courtroom then, and vengeance wrote my only oath. So now I answer every raid with thunder colder than their lies. Black signal in the dawn, I rise, a darkened wing between their guns, and every soul they hunt below. I shatter iron skies for those who still believe the light can live, but every victory leaves me colder than the clouds that hide the sun. They call me savior, call me death, and neither name can make me whole. I keep the line, I pay the sky. If justice rides my wings tonight, why does my heart still end in grief? Black signal in the dawn, I rise, a darkened wing between their guns, and every soul they hunt below. I shatter iron skies for those who still believe the light can live, but every victory leaves me colder than the clouds that hide the sun. They call me savior, call me death, and neither name can make me whole. I keep the line, I pay the cost, I drown the dark in darker fire. Still no one waits for me at home. I did not choose to love the dark was all that answered me. When every prayer was drowned by fire, and every hand I knew was gone. So now I guard the waking world with all the ruin in my veins. A shield of grief, a blade of dawn, too broken never to be saved. Black signal in the dawn, behold, I climb through sorrow blacker than the smoke that made my name. I break their engines, split their pride, and drive their hunger from our skies. For every child fall that waits beyond this line is lost in endless pain. Then let that pain define the truth that we will not restrain. For justice is not born from gain, nor shaped by what we win, but by the will to stand and fight when all seems lost within. We stand without permission, let every sky ignite. Through all the loss and sacrifice, we choose to face the fight. No power, force, and fear can bend the truth that drives us on. We stand without permission. Forever we rise, we fight, we take the air. Our will outlives before the sun had left the hills. My mother vanished in the smoke, my father with a shattered gate and prayer. The road I knew became a grave, the sky a furnace without mercy. A child survived but left the night with nothing human left to save in him at all. They trained my hands to master speed and taught my eyes to read the kill. I wore the dark because the dark was all that answered when I called for mercy. He thought he called the caller name across the radios, a man in fright and prayer, until the sky itself fell still whenever my black wings appeared above them. They placed the crown of the silent reaper on my head, a king of falling stars, a saint of ruin, crowned by dread and sleepless thunder. Tear through steel and leave the dawn in pieces far below the clouds. Yet every victory returns me to the ashes. I still know my heart. No mother waits, no doorway closed, no hand can pull me from this night. The louder that they praise my name, the less of me survives the light. I rule the air and lose myself again. I call me drink to burning trails and call my shadow blessed flame and justice. They see a hero in the climb, a blade that never shakes or breaks in battle. But every landing finds me cold before a row of empty rooms and hanging silence. And every metal on my chest reflects the dead I could not keep alive. The enemy now turns in fear before my warning tone can rise through cloud. One pass of mine can split a wall of ancient missiles, pride and prayer apart. But all the wreckage in my wake just mirrors one abandoned boy still kneeling, still asking in the smoke and dark why he was chosen here to live. They placed the crown of the sun From ruin back to what was taken. Instead it built a throne of iron where no living dwarf can stay with me. The higher that I climb through all, the farther home becomes from memory and touch. So I keep flying through the dark, because the dark remembers me by name. I bear the crown of the silent reaper through a sky that never answers. The strongest ghost, the blackest flame, the laughing tyrants ever see at dawn. I end the wars, I break their wings, I send their iron back to earth and fire. Still nothing mends the child inside, still nothing brings the lost ones home. No grave can close this hollow egg, no triumph lifts this weight from me. I land alive and face the dawn as lonely as the night that made me. The heavens know my wrath by name, but never offer peace or shelter. And all this power cannot save my soul from grief or teach me how to He gave me wings of midnight steel and called me judgment from the sky. I learned to wear the face of death, where frightened pilots dare not fly. But when the engines start to hum, I hear a distant cradle song, a broken echo of the home I lost and cannot follow long. My mother sang beneath the rain and held me through the siren's howl. My father stood before the flames and taught my shaking hands to vow. Now every takeoff splits the dawn and wakes the child I buried deep. I climb to kill, yet somewhere still that child can only weep. The reaper who still hears lullabies and the roar of battle cries. I cut through iron storms and leave the dawn in fragments through the sky. They fear my wings, they curse my name, yet I still hear my mother sing a little song of candlelight that breaks beneath the guns and wind. I am the shadow guiding life with hands that learn to answer fire. But every victory leaves me cold and farther from what I deserve. I bear the crown of death alone, and still I ache for home. My squadron lifts their glasses high and cheers the kills beside my name. They see a savior in the dark, a blade that turns the tide of flame. But when the hangar doors are closed, the silence fills the room with ghosts. And in the mirror of my mask, I meet the child I left in smoke. The enemy now breaks in fear before my warning tones can rise. I move like grief through burning clouds and split their leaders from the skies. Yet every falling wreck below becomes another cradle gone. If I avenge the dead with death, why does the night keep singing on? The reaper who still hears lullabies and the roar of battle cries. I cut through iron storms and leave the dawn in fragments through the sky. They fear my wings, they curse my name, yet I still hear my mother sing a little song of candlelight that breaks beneath the guns and wind. I am the shadow guarding life with hands that learn to answer fire. But every victory leaves me cold and farther from what I desired. I bear the crown of death alone, and still I ache for home. used to love the dark. The dark was all that answered me when every prayer was drowned by fire and every door I knew was gone. So now I guard the sleeping world with all the ruin in my veins. A child of war, a living blade who still remembers lullabies. The reaper who still hears lullabies now climbs through blood-red morning light. I tear their wings from heaven for the children still afraid at night. No tyrant keeps the sky while I can turn their thunder back to flame. But when the sirens fade away, I hear that little song again. It follows me through empty rooms, through meadows, through the praise of men. I save their dawn and lose my own. I land alive yet never home. The strongest ghost the heavens know still longs for arms that cannot They marked us all with iron lines and called their hunger sacred love kings. They spoke as if a smaller land had neither right nor voice nor futures bring. The fleets arrive with polished threats and terms we must accept by dawn or fall. Yet under roofs of trembling light our silence chose to carry on through old steel. The cities burned, the harbors shook, the runways bled with flame and grief all night. The numbers said our foe was near our end, already sealed beneath their might. But in the smoke our pilots swore by every name they loved at home and sky. No weight of fear can kill the truth that hearts refuse to leave or let it die. We are the fire they could not name beneath the roar of falling night. A smaller light with greater heat that will not fade from hostile sight. The thunder falls and towers break and steel divides the wounded sky. We do not bow, we do not shake, we do not learn our souls to die. No crown of force can dim this hope, no hand of fear can make us crawl. From ash and grief our voices rise, our broken wings still answer all. And through the dark our burning faith survives. The first wave came with endless steel and shadows wider than the dawn and sea. Their engines carved across the clouds like judgment pressing hard on you and me. Yet one by one our battered wings still answer through the smoke and flame again. Each cockpit held a vow of home and every child that spoke our name in pain. Our marching mass and outgunned heart, we climbed the storm and siren cries and flame. For every friend who fell in light, another rose through blackened skies the same. A nation does not end while one brave soul still guards the final line with breath. And every turning trail of fire declare that justice still outlives their death today. Then let that pain become the spark that climbs again through ruined stars. For justice is not measured by the size of flags or guns or gold, but by the ones who keep their faith when all the world has turned cold. Now hear the This is where the world must turn and fate begins to break. Then let this flight to find the light no power can remake. For freedom is not given form by those who stand above, but by the ones who rise alone and fight for what they love. We are the last light of the free, the fire that shapes our destiny. Through endless night and rising flame, we stand as one, we own the name. No force of war, no weight of fear can break the line we hold right here. The last light of the free. Forever we rise, we fight, we take the sky. Our will never fade or die. They bought my home at break of day and left the fields in choking flame. My mother's voice was torn by smoke, my father's blood dissolved in rain. I crawled from ruin with a heart too young to carry all that pain. I swore to turn the sky itself against the hands that forged my chain. They told my hands to ride the storm and read the killing lines of air. I wore the dark until my name became a prayer of enemy fear. Each sword he carved a deeper mark until the radios fell still. The reaper rose on blackened wings and bent the war to iron will. From reaper to war god I rise to thunder's gate and crimson light. No tyrant breath can stay the dawn when I descend to claim the fight. I break their iron heavens wide and cast their empires down in fire and shame. The child they buried in the ash returns a living storm of flame. Not just a ghost of grief and wrath, but shield and sword for all who call. I rise above the name of death and make the sky remember They saw a phantom in the clouds, a blackened streak no lock could hold. I cut through swarms of silver wings and left their perfect systems cold. But when the engines quieted down, the hangar walls returned me pain. No crown of kills could raise the dead or make my shattered house remain. The nations trapped beneath their chains began to whisper through the smoke. They looked beyond the fear of death and saw the oath I never broke. So every ray I turned aside became But if the dark must live in me, then let it burn